the number one mathematically proven way for you to build wealth is through debt. And I know that sounds crazy, but I promise you when you watch this video, you're going to understand why. And in this video, I'm specifically talking about debt through real estate. So there's two ways to buy real estate: all cash and through debt. And if you listen to Dave Ramsey, he's going to tell you always to buy things through cash, and he's wrong. So what are the benefits buying a house with cash? Number one is that you're never going to lose the house, because there's never going to be a time where you can't make the mortgage payment because you don't have a mortgage. And number two is that it's going to be higher cash flow. Again, since you don't have to pay a monthly mortgage payment, you're going to be able to save all that money as profit. So let's say this rents for, let's say $1,500 a month, and it would be an $800 a month mortgage payment. Now you don't have to make the mortgage payment. All you have to do is pay the taxes and insurance. So instead of making, like $400 a month in actual profit, you're going to make like $1,200 a month in actual profit if you own the house with cash. So what are the benefits of owning a house with debt? So you put a 20% down payment down, and then the bank finances the rest. What are the benefits of that? Number one is that your money can go a lot farther. So in this scenario, you put $150,000 down on one house. You can take that same $150,000 and put it over 5 houses. So you own 5 houses instead of 1 house. So with that, you can either buy houses a lot faster because you don't have to save up as much money, or you can buy a lot more houses if you already have the money. And the argument is why you don't do this is because you do have a mortgage payment, but the income will pay the mortgage payment. So if you rent this for, let's say, $1,500 a month, after you pay your principal, your interest, your taxes, your insurance, your property management, your vacancies, your repairs, after you pay all that, you still have to have enough money left over for profit for yourself, or you're buying the wrong deal. So you got to make sure that it positively cash flows to put debt on the property. So there's 4 benefits of owning real estate. Number one is cash flow. So who has more cash flow? The person who owns the property in cash is going to have more cash flow because they don't have to make a mortgage payment. The second one is appreciation. Who's going to get more appreciation? A home owned free and clear with cash or a home with debt? The appreciation is the same. So it's the same for both because it's based on the asset. It's based on the actual home, not on the debt of the home. Number 3 is depreciation. So this is how you save money in taxes. So which is going to be more beneficial with the depreciation? It's going to be the same for both. It's based on the asset, not on the debt that you have associated with the property. You can depreciate them both the same. And then the last one is tenant mortgage buy down, meaning that the tenant pays you rent and then you pay the mortgage on the property. So you're going to have this one is debt because the free and clear home, the one that you bought with cash, doesn't have any debt payments. So those are the benefits to real estate. So there's some positive and some negatives to both. So here's where it gets fun. Let's run the math on this. So you own a house with cash and you collect $1,500 a month in rent, and your taxes and insurance, because you still have to pay your taxes and insurance, are going to be $300 a month. How much are you left with? You're left with $1,200 in profit, right? So that $150,000 that you took to buy one house, you make $1,200 a month in profit, right? So now let's look at this house here. $1,500 a month in rent. You have to pay a principal and interest payment because you have a mortgage. That's your monthly mortgage payment of $800 a month. You still have to pay the same property taxes and insurance because you're paying that no matter what. So on this house, you're only going to make about $400 per month in profit. So if you look at this, $1,200 a month in profit, $400 a month in profit. This looks a whole lot better because you're making more money. But remember that $150,000 gets you one house, or it gets you 5 houses. So you multiply this by 5, so you're actually making $2,000 per month on these 5 houses versus the $1,200 per month on the one house. So essentially, if you leverage your money, you take your money and you leverage it into more houses using debt, you can make more cash flow. So here's where it gets wild and where I have no idea and don't understand why people want to buy real estate with cash and not use debt and not use leverage. So let's break this down. So these are the benefits, again, of owning real estate: depreciation, appreciation, cash flow, and then tenant mortgage buy down. So if we're looking at this, the depreciation on one asset, on a single family house, you can depreciate over 27.5 years. So in the first year and every year for the next 27.5 years, one house will get you $5,454 per year in depreciation. So depreciation is the benefit of not paying taxes, right? You can depreciate your gains, your profits, to not pay taxes on them. So you're able to write off $5,454 per year. But let's look at this 5-house portfolio. It's the same $5,454 per house, which means you can write off $27,272 per year. So again, you're able to save a whole lot more money by owning more houses, using the depreciation to offset your income to not pay taxes. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at the appreciation. Let's say these properties go up in value, let's say 3% per year, right? It's a very conservative number. The US government says that they shoot for 2% per year. The last few years have been like 20, 30, 40% per year. So let's just use 3% as an easy round number. So on this $150,000 house, a 3% appreciation is $4,500. So if you were to go to sell this the next year, you wouldn't sell it for $150,000, you sell it for $154,500. So essentially you made $4,500 by just owning the asset, right? So let's look over here. It's per house. So you take that times 5, you're actually going to end up making $22,500 in appreciation just for owning those 5 houses. So you're not doing any extra work. You're not doing anything. All you do is you own the house and your tenants are paying the mortgage for you. You're just sitting back and collecting cash. Let's look at the last one, cash flow. Remember what we said on here. On this one, you're making $1,200 per month in cash flow. But if you do it on debt, you use leverage, you make $400 per month per house. So you're actually making $2,000 per month in cash flow compared to the $1,200 per month in cash flow. So 25 years from now, you're going to own this property free and clear because you already do today. And then 25 years from now, you're going to own these properties free and clear because you're paying down the monthly, you're paying down the principal on the monthly mortgage payment. So 25 years from now, you're going to own both of these houses free and clear. So essentially you'll be making $1,200 per month with this one house, or you'll be making $1,200 times 5 is $6,000 per month on these 5 houses. And yes, 25 years from now, the rent's going to be exponentially more, taxes are going to be more, insurance is going to be more, but you can see the proportion. It's 5 times the amount of income. You're making 5 times the amount of income on the same investment, on the same $150,000 investment that you started with. The only difference is instead of buying that one house all cash, you took that $150,000 and put $30,000 as down payments into 5 houses. So now you own 5 assets instead of 1 asset, and these numbers start to be exponentially more because you have more assets under management. So I would go through and add up all these numbers so you can see the difference, but if you look at it, every single number is higher when you're talking about 5 houses instead of 1 house. So let me ask you, would you rather have 5,000 or 27,000? Would you rather have 4,000 or 22,000? Would you rather have 1,200 or 6,000? I think we all know the answer to that. And that's why I don't understand why people want to buy houses in cash today instead of using debt and leverage so they can own more assets long-term to build more wealth for themselves and their families. So tying it back to the beginning of the video, wealth is made through debt. So if you want to see how I've been able to do this, own over 100 houses and build wealth for yourself and your family, make sure you watch this next video.